Hello, my name is Jonathan McPhillips, and my artwork and I have been participating at the Maritime Gallery since 2010. What I'm really doing here is just scraping in a light layer of this light blue sky mixture I've come up with. I like to keep it a little bit darker at the top for the sky. And being kind of loose. Now you see I have some dark shapes up in here, which is a tree at the top, and these dark areas kind of run down through the picture like this, so forming a composition, sort of a design element that keeps you within the picture plane here when you're looking at it. So I have to work within this tree here and maintain that interest a little bit later. Right now it's really just a dark shape, and I'm sort of defining the negative space around it. So I studied art at Connecticut College in New London, actually not too far from the Maritime Gallery in Mystic. And I was back in the late 80s and early 90s, and when I began I wasn't even sure I was going to be following a path of art in my life. I just knew I could draw a little bit, and never really painted much, and took some courses, and the short story is here I am. But much longer story in there, I'd say, of a lot of support from family and friends and instructors along the way. So very fortunate to have ended up sticking with the art. I've done many other things along the way, in different careers, and a family business, and all kinds of different, I'd say, I guess, earning experiences. But happy to be landing in art as a really fulfilling way to both express myself and sort of interact on a larger level with people in general, and collectors and galleries. So it's really good. Very lucky. Choosing my subject matter is always a question I get asked. So, what do I choose to paint? It's very difficult to come up with, consistently come up with subjects and scenery to do, even though there's so much to paint in southern New England. But to make it interesting and exciting all the time and every time is a challenge. But I do like to not paint in areas sometimes. Take a break from painting if I'm traveling a little bit, and do things like take a bunch of photographs and then sit down with them at another time and sort of cull through them to see what strikes me as interesting scenes, and gives me some ideas to paint, especially in the winter time when I switch over to a lot of studio work. Whereas in the summer I can paint outdoors quite a bit more, so that's where I'll put a lot of my focus into outdoor painting. But given the latest events, studio painting seems to be even more prevalent now, until we can get back outside to some of our favorite places. I do love painting at in the Mystic area at the Mystic Seaport Museum, when the Maritime Gallery hosts the plein air painters of the Maritime Gallery in usually June every year for about a week. Great to see the other artists and catch up with old friends. Really fun. And the area is just beautiful, and all the history of the Seaport Museum is, in itself, is great subject matter to capture. It's always been a favorite of myself and many other artists. So. Choosing coastal and marine subject matter has always come somewhat natural to me, having grown up in Rhode Island and the southern New England coast. The subjects I choose to paint have a very strong connection with me as far as my past experience, my current experience, and I hope that the viewer can have at least a slight connection uh, to a similar memory, or the feeling of having been to a particular place along our coastline. Many of my works can be found at the Maritime Gallery at Mystic Seaport, both online and in person. Thank you for watching.